Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you get genuinely well-informed, cutting through the noise so you don't have to. Today, we're plunging into Pegasystems Q2 2025 earnings call. It was pretty fascinating.
Definitely. Pega, big in low-code, cloud decisioning, process automation. And this call wasn't just numbers. It was heavy on strategy, especially their AI approach and this new thing, Blueprint.
Yeah, they sounded really excited. Called it their strongest Q2 ever, a spectacular first half. You could feel the confidence.
Absolutely. The overall sentiment was, well, very positive.
Okay, so before we get into the why behind that excitement, let's just hit the highlights. The results snapshot. What jumped out?
Well, the key metric, annual contract value, ACV, up 16% year over year, 14% in constant currency. Solid.
Solid, yeah. But wasn't there something about new ACV?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The net new ACV ad, that saw a huge acceleration. It increased by 60% year over year in constant currency. That's comparing H1 2025 to H1 2024.
60% acceleration. Wow. Okay, that's significant.
It really is. Shows real market traction picking up steam.
And they had a big milestone too, right? Total ACV?
Yep. First time ever, they crossed $1.5 billion in total ACV. Quite the number.
Okay. What about the cloud side?
Pega Cloud ACV also showed really strong growth. 28% reported, 25% constant currency. Very healthy.
And financially, cash flow.
Impressive. They pulled in $286 million in free cash flow in just the first half. They tied that back to their rule of 40 mindset.
Right, the rule of 40. For listeners, that's basically where revenue growth rate plus profit margin should hit 40% or more. It's a key sauce benchmark.
Exactly. Hitting it with that kind of cash flow signals a really good balance between growth and profitability.
Got it. Anything else on the core numbers?
Backlog. Yeah, the backlog, or RPO remaining performance obligation, that was up 31% reported, 27% constant currency, gives them great visibility into future revenue.
And the near-term cloud backlog.
Pega Cloud current backlog, stuff expected in the next 12 months. Also strong, up 28% reported, 25% constant currency.
Okay, so the numbers paint a very strong picture. Execution looks good.
Definitely. Strong execution, strong momentum.
But like you said, the real story, the buzz, seemed to be around their AI strategy and this Blueprint product. They kept talking about a smart and differentiated AI strategy, faster, easier, and crucially, safer. What's that about?
It's all about addressing a core client fear. How do you actually deploy AI, especially these new generative agents, with the right controls, especially for mission-critical stuff at scale?
Right, the control aspect is huge.
Yeah.
So what's Pega's answer, their secret sauce?
It goes way back. It's rooted in their architecture. They have this unique model-based architecture they've been building on for over 40 years.
40 years, okay. So not a new concept for them.
Not at all. Instead of hand-coding everything, Pega defines applications through these abstract models.
Yeah. Business
logic, process logic, it's all at the core in the model.
Okay, break that down. Model-based versus hand-coded. Why does that matter, especially now with AI?
Think of it like building with intelligent Legos versus carving from a block of wood. The Legos, the models, already understand certain rules and structures. It makes apps easier to change, more adaptable, less error prone.
Yeah.
And when you bring AI in,
the AI works within those rules.
Exactly. The AI agents operate within that structured, governed framework. They aren't just making things up on the fly. They're grounded in proven business logic.
Right.
Predictable.
And their platform, Pega Infinity, takes these model designs and turns them into actual enterprise apps without coding.
Precisely. Low code, cloud native. It translates the design into production-ready applications. Speed and precision.
Which brings us to Blueprint. This sounds like the linchpin.
It really is.
Yeah.
The idea is simple but powerful. You, the user, just describe what you need. Your business process, your goals, in plain language.
Just type it out.
Yeah. And within minutes, generative AI agents take that description, use Pega's decades of best practices, industry standards, their knowledge base, even internet resources. And they generate a proposed application design based on that input.
And you can then tweak it and deploy it straight to the Pega platform.
You got it. Refine, then deploy.
Okay. And this is where that term comes in, predictable AI. They even trademarked it. What's the core idea?
It's quite clever. They use AI's creativity, the generative part, during the design phase.
Yeah.
That's where you want new ideas, different approaches. Variability is good there.
Okay. Use AI for brainstorming the design.
Right. But then for the actual production operations running the business process, it executes through Pega's structured, model-driven workflows. That eliminates the unpredictability.
So the live operations are governed, not run by potentially erratic prompts.
Exactly. They directly contrasted this with competitors using prompt-based AI agents for everything. Pega argues that's just not suitable for critical transactions where you need consistency, auditability.
They seemed quite pointed about that, mentioning managing thousands of unpredictable agents being a little mad.
They did. Their point is, for mission-critical stuff, you can't have that variability. You need guarantees. Pega says, let AI help design, but let our proven platform execute.
That addresses a huge barrier to enterprise AI adoption, the fear of inconsistency or the AI going off script.
Totally. And they gave an example. Vodafone.
Yeah.
Used Blueprint. Went from idea to a production budget application in under 40 hours.
40 hours? That's incredibly fast for enterprise software.
Astonishingly fast.
Yeah.
And it highlights the power of building on that predictable foundation.
So this blueprint sounds compelling. How are they getting it out there? Just direct sales?
Partnerships are a huge part of the strategy now. Really big system integrators, Accenture, Capgemini, EY, Infosys, TCS, Virtusa, names you know.
The giants.
Yeah. They've signed up to build their own branded versions of Blueprint.
Oh, interesting. So like Accenture Blueprint powered by Pega.
Kind of thing, yeah. It lets partners embed their own IP, their specific industry knowledge, right into Blueprint. It showcases their expertise and massively extends Pega's reach into their client bases.
That's a smart channel strategy. A new entry point, as they put it.
Definitely. And they're serious. They hired Dan Kassane from AWS to run their global partner ecosystem.
Speaking of AWS, there was news there too.
Big news. A 5-year strategic collaboration. They're combining Pega Blueprint with an AWS product called Transform.
AWS Transform, what does that do?
It helps analyze legacy systems. So the combo is aimed squarely at accelerating legacy transformation projects. Plus, Pega is now on the AWS marketplace, making it easier to buy and deploy.
Okay, legacy transformation. That seems like a recurring theme. How big an opportunity is that?
Massive. Forrester estimates legacy systems will still eat up 2/3 of global tech spending next year, in 2025.
2/3? Wow, that's a lot of old tech.
It's a huge, persistent problem for businesses. Costly, inflexible. Pega sees Blueprint as a new, powerful way to finally tackle it.
How does Blueprint specifically help modernize, say, an old COBOL system?
Its AI agents can ingest all sorts of stuff from the old system requirements docs, user manuals, even screenshots or videos of it in action. It analyzes all that, understands the process, and then proposes a modernized application model in Pega.
They demoed this live.
Yeah, at Pega World. Showed Blueprint taking a video of an old COBOL app, combining it with analysis from AWS Transform, and bam, minutes later, a recommended modern design, previews on different devices, even a conversational interface, live. Pretty impressive.
So it's not just building new stuff fast, it's also about tackling that technical debt monster.
Exactly. And you can iterate on that initial design, improve it, then bring it into the main Pega Infinity platform for more advanced capabilities. It's about future-proofing.
Makes sense. Shifting gears a bit back to financials. With all that free cash flow, what are they doing with it? Capital allocation.
Good question. They have a lot of flexibility, and they're using it. In the first half of 2025, they bought back about $251 million worth of their own shares.
$251 million out of $286 million in free cash flow. That's a significant chunk.
Over 85% of the free cash flow generated in that period, yeah. The stated goal is to offset dilution from stock compensation, boost the per-share value, and signal confidence.
Shows they believe in their own story and want to return value to shareholders while still investing in growth.
Right. They called it a disciplined and balanced approach and plan to continue buybacks.
So looking ahead, what's driving the momentum and what's the outlook?
The ACV growth drivers seem clear. Blueprint changing the conversation, the core value proposition resonating, expanding in key industries. They're winning more deals, bigger deals, longer-term commitments.
But they did mention seasonality, right?
Yes, important context. Historically, Q3 is their softest quarter for net new ACV adds and free cash flow. Just timing of renewals. Term license revenue also usually dips in Q3.
So something for you to keep in mind if you're modeling their performance. It's a predictable pattern, not necessarily a slowdown.
Correct. They confirm no unusual pull-ins distorted Q2, so expect that normal Q3 pattern.
What about the wider world, the macro economy? Any headwinds?
Management sounded cautiously optimistic. They noted a slightly lower level of anxiety. Things felt calmer than 90 days prior. Inflation wasn't racing. Tariffs seemed more rational. They aren't seeing major headwinds right now.
And the public sector, government spending.
Still a tailwind overall. Despite some project shuffles, the push for efficiency, Digital transformation, AI adoption in government is strong globally. They mentioned a big win in the UK for military recruitment. And they have FedRAMP high status in the US, which is key for federal work.
Okay, let's talk competition. If Blueprint has no direct competitor, as they claim, who are they fighting against?
It's more about fighting inertia or alternative approaches. So internal IT teams building stuff themselves or using parts of other big platforms like Salesforce or ServiceNow.
So how do they win against, say, Salesforce?
Pega's pitch is differentiation through process. While others might focus on owning the data, Pega wants to be the core process engine, the workflow engine. They argue that's where the real transformation happens. It's about providing a platform customers can make fundamentally theirs to run their unique operations, not just using a pre-built app.
Interesting distinction. Process versus data.
And they expect more hyperscaler partnerships, like the AWS one. Plus, other AI features are getting traction too, like Coach to help users complete tasks, and Knowledge Buddy for building internal knowledge bases.
Okay, so pulling it all together, what's the so what for our listeners? What's the key takeaway here?
I think Pega's Q2 really highlights a company executing well on a very distinct strategy. They're not just chasing the generic AI hype. They have a specific vision, predictable AI via Blueprint, and it seems to be resonating, driving that ACV acceleration and strong cash flow.
Right. So for you, if you're trying to sort through all the AI noise, Pega presents a different angle. It's AI focused on reliability for core business operations. That predictability is a major selling point for enterprises.
Definitely. And their focus on legacy transformation taps into that enormous, persistent market need.
Yeah.
Solving that technical debt problem could unlock huge value.
And the partner strategy looks smart. Leveraging those big SIs and hyperscalers gives them scale and reach potentially very efficiently.
Plus, the financial discipline, the Rule of 40, the buybacks, shows they're balancing that growth ambition with shareholder returns.
So things to watch going forward.
Keep an eye on that Q3 seasonality naturally. See if the Blueprint momentum continues through partner channels and new AWS-type deals. And look out for news on this agentic process fabric they mentioned. Sounds like the next evolution of how these AI agents will work together. Expected around Labor Day, so late Q3.
Okay, perfect. Now let's pivot to our not financial advice segment. Reminder, this is purely hypothetical for entertainment. We are not financial advisors. Always do your own research, consult a professional. But given Pega's whole predictable AI stance and contrasting it with what they called competitors' potentially mad approaches, any interesting, maybe slightly outrageous trade ideas come to mind?
Well, thinking about that architectural difference, here's a hypothetical play. Go long Pega.
Okay.
Based on the Q2 strength, the ACV acceleration, the differentiated, predictable AI story.
Okay, long Pega. And the other side?
Simultaneously, maybe you look to short a company whose main AI offering relies heavily on those prompt studio models, or managing thousands of general-purpose AI agents for critical tasks.
So bet against the unpredictable approach.
Kind of. The thesis is that Pega's focus on structured, auditable, predictable workflows for production AI will win out in the enterprise long term. That the market will realize the limits of pure prompt-based AI for core operations, and Pega is positioned perfectly for that shift. It's a bet on architecture, not just hype.
Interesting angle, a bet on predictability versus pure generative power for enterprise use cases.
Exactly. Again, purely hypothetical food for thought.
All right, so to wrap up, Pegasystems. Strong Q2. Their unique AI strategy, especially with Blueprint, seems to be hitting its stride, changing how companies tackle transformation and boosting their own go-to-market. Impressive ACV growth, solid cash flow, smart partnerships, looks like positive momentum.
Yeah, a lot going right. And it leaves you with a key question to ponder. What are the real long-term implications of predictable AI versus other approaches? How might that fundamental difference reshape enterprise software and the competitive landscape over the next few years?
Definitely something to think about. And Pega encourages you to try Blueprint yourself. Pega.com/Blueprint. They say even 15 minutes gives you a good feel for it. That's our deep dive for today. Thanks for trusting us to help you stay well informed. Join us next time for another look at the numbers and narratives shaping the markets.